After months of cold, gray days, the garden is finally starting to wake up, and we're starting to see signs of spring. Snowdrops are starting to push their way through the soil, reminding us that no matter how long winter feels, spring always returns. But this year, things feel a little bit different. Less than 2 weeks ago, I lost my mom, the person who first encouraged my love of gardening. I've talked a lot about the healing power of our gardens on this channel. Our gardens hold memories, offer comfort, and remind us that life continues. And it's beautiful. In this week's video, I want to share memories from last season, and I want to talk about what this season's focus is going to be for the upcoming gardening season. My focus this garden season is going to be the same as it was last season, getting back to basics. I'm going to be growing plants from seed, propagating plants, and using plants that I already have in my garden to try to breathe new life into my borders. My big project for the season is to renovate the back garden, and I'm excited to get this project started. By far, one of my favorite gardening tasks is growing plants from seed. I never get tired of watching those tiny little seeds germinate. And I'm reminded of last season when my mom was part of our seed starting challenge and how much fun it was to go to the store and pick out seeds. It really reminded me that you never lose the thrill of gardening. What's your favorite one so far that we bought, do you think?
I like the zinnia.
Let's see. That one's going to be pretty, Mom.
Yeah, it is.
I'm off to a slow start this season, but I have managed to finally get my seeds going, and I'm happy to say that I've got some white polka dot plants that are growing into tiny little seedlings now, and I'm just starting to see some white blooming stock starting to germinate. A friend of mine bought a bunch of hellebores for my mom's funeral, and I'm super excited to get these into the garden. My mom would have loved these flowers. When I was going through the footage of the gardening projects that my mom and I did last season, there's a couple of really important gardening lessons that I'm going to pull into this season as well. The first is my mom was always great at picking really, at least to me, unusual color combinations for her patio planters. And when I went to the garden center with her last season and she was picking out the plants that she wanted, it was so fun to see the different colors that she picked. And one of the things that I'm going to take away is to try to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more adventurous with my colors this season. It was also fun for me to purchase plants for containers that I typically don't grow, whether I feel that they're too expensive or I just never really gravitated to the plants before. And one of the plants that my mom grabbed last season that I absolutely love is salvia. I don't know really why I have never really grown this plant before. And I gotta tell you that it is great at attracting hummingbirds, so that's another plus. So it was fun to kind of learn of a new plant that I can try again this season. For me, the thing that was important with my mother was to make sure, she was suffering from dementia. And so doing things outside, I found, and using your hands and just being able to appreciate the outdoors was such a healing experience, really, for both of us. And so it's definitely something that I'm going to take away from me, is to spend as much time as possible outdoors. And it was really fun to grow plants from seed that I hadn't tried before. So let's see what you got so far. All right, we've got Honesty. That'll be a nice one.
Zinnia.
And then a green zinnia.
Green zinnia.
It's called Envy. That's funny.
Another zinnia.
Senora.
And a morning glory.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah. And another cosmos.
Look at the color of that.
I know, aren't they pretty?
That's pretty.
And this one I don't
The
know.
hyacinth bean.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one to try.
Yeah.
I grew that a couple years ago, so that's
and
real pretty.
Look at this one.
Oh yeah, that's these pot marigolds. That's like a real pretty color too.
Oh, and that's
It's kind of
pretty.
like peachy.
Oh, and then this, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
these get you really excited to plant a garden.
They do. What else you got there? We got the delphinium.
Delphinium.
Those are pretty. We can winter sow these still.
Oh, good.
And then the columbine, same with the columbine.
I like the columbine.
We can winter sow these too.
And what's this?
This is the honesty. So like these have, when they go to seed, they get like these shimmery seed pods that people use for dried flowers. They're real beautiful.
Oh.
And out of all the projects that we did last season, I'd have to say that my mom's absolute favorite was making posies. So I purchased this wonderful book on posies and the language of flowers, and I shared it with my mom, who was absolutely thrilled by this. So when we would go to the Salvation Army, my mom was looking specifically for tiny little vases so that we could make our posies. And everything became focused on making posies, and we had a wonderful time, and it was something that she could always keep with her. And after we made the first set of posies, she always was looking forward to making more. And so I think the lesson that I took from that is, again, just really appreciating the thrill and excitement of gardening and trying new things. And of course, not all of our projects worked out well. One of the things that we did try this past season was to grow coreopsis, specifically because I wanted to try natural dyeing. So my mom and I tried to do some natural dyeing. It was fun to pick the flowers. We picked the flowers and put them in a bowl. And then we tried to create a pattern on a t-shirt, and it was a disaster when it was all done. But we had so much fun doing this project. And again, I think it's just fun to try new things, and it was so much fun for my mom. One of the things that's a little bit bittersweet for this coming season too is that my mom picked out specifically 5 different bulbs that I planted in the garden this season. We were both looking forward to seeing what they would look like, especially these striped tulips and the daffodils. So I'm going to be paying extra special attention this season, looking for these plants when they pop up in the spring. My garden has always been my escape from the daily grind. And now it's an even better place. It's a place that's just filled with wonderful memories of the time that I was lucky enough to have with my mom. I'd love to hear what special memories you have in your gardens, and I'm sure that you're like me and just excited for the garden season to start. So here's to spring, to new beginnings, and to our gardens that help us remember what truly matters. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.